with Dr. Joan Coleman.
Marcus Eden.
Let Me Be Me podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Xchange with Dr. Joan Coleman and Marcus Edie. And we're here today. What's up, Marcus? I'm sorry.
Nothing. Marcus Edie, what's up? How you doing, guys?
He was like, let me say my own name.
Marcus, yeah.
Let me say my own name. My bad. So we're here today, right? And, you know, it's Men's Month. It's Mental Health Month, Men's Physical Activity Month, self-care and everything. And it's also Father's Day, so I want to big up the fathers, the men who are in their children's life. I want to big up the men, that's dads, that's there, they visit, they take them on the weekends. And I want to big up even the people that's not there, the dads that's not there. I know, don't at me, but everybody has something that they're going through. Some can abstain it, they could act on it, they could do good in the rough times, and some just leave. You know what I'm saying?
What about the single moms that talk about, oh, I'm a mom and I'm a dad?
No, you are a mom.
Thank you.
You are not a mom and
good.
a dad. You're just a mom.
That makes sense.
And you know what? We don't give our men any props because you know why? In the olden days, men had to be the one to provide. They go out and work. They go out and do what they're supposed to do. So they don't really care about mental health and stuff like that. Do you agree with that? Is it still like that, or do you think that, okay, we're in a time now we want to go pamper ourselves because men are supposed to be macho and tough? Go ahead.
I think when it comes to men's mental health, we just have a lot on our plate, so we don't, consider that a thing. But I know for me personally, like definitely seeing a therapist, I saw her like 4 times and I was like, all right, I'm good. But that's not how mental health works. It's like going to the gym. Like you would think, I've been going to the gym for a long time, so mental health is like another muscle, something that you have to do on a continuous basis.
Now, when you went, right, did you feel vulnerable? Like, was your therapist a man or a woman?
It was a woman.
So did you feel vulnerable, like, oh gosh, I'm telling her all this and I'm supposed to be this big, strong guy. I work out, I'm tough. And how did you go back after your 4th visit? How did you get past this vulnerability, I'm not weak, I'm strong type feeling?
So for me, it was kind of like, I expressed why I was there. She gave me some homework, and it just took me the 3rd time to become more vulnerable, let her know some stuff, and then she was going to help me. So I think from her, okay, maybe 5 sessions, but I want to say she just gave me the tools that I needed to get through the problems that I have. Because I feel like you're always going to have problems. But me being vulnerable with her, I mean, she was somebody I never met her in person, so it was like, it just made sense. I think it was definitely like a virtual session.
But the thing about men and their mental health is they put it to the back burner because women and people
don't care.
No, we do care. It's just that
we don't care.
We do care about your mental health. It's just that you've been this guy, you've grown up, you've learned. Remember as a child, you couldn't play with dolls, like, boy, put that doll down, you know? Yeah. And then coming up, you couldn't cry, like, what are you crying for? Suck it up, get up, brush it up.
I was definitely a crybaby.
And so as you get older, you're like, okay, I gotta be tough. I just cannot show any kind of weakness. And so when your mental health, when you're going through it, when you've lost this job, men tend to do something crazy. Like they don't like say, okay, and I hate to be graphic, but they're kind of like they'll shoot up the workplace. Not, they'll hurt other people instead of facing it. Instead of going through the motion of learning and growing, they, like, not all men, just some men, they just can't handle anything emotional.
I think to speak on that, people don't care about men. Men don't care about men. I think only that person has to care about that person. nobody has your back like you do, and I think that's something that all men have inside of them. Like, yes, we have our friends, we have our, cousins, we have our siblings, but at the end of the day, like, you as a man have to figure out your problems, whether it is mental therapy, whether it is going to the gym, whether it's, figuring out your life. Like, for your partner to be there, like, she has to be strong for herself. Sometimes, yes, she can be strong for you, but her strength doesn't necessarily help the man. Because at the end of the day, she's not going to be strong for him forever. She's going to leave him. Like,
okay. So Marcus
so
just
it's
said a
good.
bunch
No.
Marcus just said a bunch of gibberish.
I did not speak gibberish.
First of
I
all,
spoke the truth.
Two things.
So that's why it might be hard to understand.
Two things, right? Two things. Women has men back from a long time. It starts with your mama. She's gonna make sure you okay. She's gonna pray for you, and it depends on who you're around. Women or people do have men back, right? A man's back. And also, some men are there for other men. You just got to meet the right people, the right mentor, somebody who cares. And all the time, you don't do that because you're thinking, oh, there's nobody there. It was so funny. I was at a school yesterday, and the girl came in and said, Miss So-and-so wants the girls that want to talk about their feelings and emotions to come down. And this one little boy, he got so agitated. They never ask the boys. They don't care about boys. Like that.
It starts at an early age, and I feel for him.
I sat there and my mind then click. We need a program that will, my mind start working like, we need a program will cause
We need to
boys
let him
down.
be him. Yeah.
Yeah, we need something for them to talk about boys. But the way he said it, and he was so annoyed, and I just felt
because you always make sure the girls are good and the guys just be the guys. They just be there. And it sucks because, I think nowadays it's a little different with, emotional intelligence. But emotional intelligence, I just figured that out like 4 years ago. I didn't know what that was. Like, even thinking about it right now, that's like a whole nother language that's not even introduced into a child's life, let alone an adult's. So why would it be, for a guy to understand who he is or, how strong his mental health needs to be to maintain a relationship? Like, it's just something that's overlooked. So I think with men, like I said, we just have to be there for ourselves individually. And yes, like you do have friends. Like, I feel like I do have a set of friends where I can like call on. But at the end of the day, like, you don't want to be that person that always need help. You don't want to be that person that can't take care of themselves, even though you are going through something that's, that can be solved with medication or with therapy. But like, you just don't want to be that guy.
And
then
the
if you
right
are
there.
that guy, you will be shunned without, nobody's going to text you back. Nobody's always going to hit you back. Like, you just have to continue that. You have to find your own strength.
That's the problem right there. And that's why it's so difficult to help, because you have that mindset of, I'm on my own, I got to have my own back. Like, let me say this too. You went to the therapy session 5 times, then you're like, I got the tools now. I have the tools. I can cure myself. I can heal myself. It doesn't work like that. It's continuous. And also, if the people that you think have your back is for you, they don't care how many times you come, they don't care how you look, what you're texting, they will be there for you. So I kind of disagree with that, oh, I have to be on my own, and I disagree with that, I have to have my own back, I disagree with all of that, like, my woman friend, she has to take care of herself. She can't take care of me too, emotionally. We are there. Once you have a woman, you're in this together.
Good. But in the world and
people.
society that we live today, if I am a man and I always need some type of help all the time, as the female, you're not gonna find that attractive. You will leave that person because, damn, he can't figure it out. How's he supposed to protect and provide, and he don't got the mental stability for himself? Like, that's a toxic relationship. He doesn't know how to help himself when he needs help. And like, yeah, of course you're going to be that person that's there all the time, but it's gonna drain you, and once you're drained, you're either gonna no, you're just gonna leave. Like this ain't no Tyler Perry movie. Like you're gonna go.
It's so funny because it goes back to the man always having to be strong, the man always having to provide, the man always having to do. But we're in a time now, we're in a different time now. Men are literally, I don't know if I could say this, but they're turning into women because they want, don't at me, I'm just making an observation.
It's in the water.
They want to be
feminine men.
No, they don't want to be feminine. They just want to have. I don't know if that's their want.
I think, and we might as well talk, I think that's what society is pushing towards. Like for men to be less masculine and for everybody to be accepted as whatever they want to be.
Mm-hmm. But we're talking about the emotional, Marcus Edie. I'm talking about their emotional health, you know? Yeah. And so wearing nail polish as a man, I don't know if that's helping them emotionally.
I mean, it's weird.
Dressing up, like, I don't know if any of that is helping them. Because we've been taught so long that you have to be this, you have to have bravado, you have to be the strong man. So now maybe they're breaking the mold. Like, I don't want to be that strong man. I want to, I want to show some femininity. I want to show some softness, you know. And so you know,
imagine, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say the woman is the provider, not necessarily protector, but like. Let's say the woman makes the most in the relationship or whatever, and the guy is like a stay-at-home dad. Mm-hmm. I think that is what society wants nowadays. Stay-at-home
society dad. or women?
Society. Or I think that's what we're pushing towards. I think that's what it is.
That the woman be the breadwinner and the man stay at home and take care of the kids.
Yeah. So protect and take care of the kids, but not provide.
Why can't they do both? Why can't they provide and take care of the kids? The women, I mean, it's Men's Month, his Father's Day is coming up. Men, why can't men go to work? All right, come home, give the wife a break, you know, go ahead, you took care of the kids, let me take over, cook some dinner. Why is that like the men? Why is it so difficult? Like, okay, I have to work and that's it. I'm coming home and that's it. You know, I want peace and quiet. And so now the roles are reversing. Like the men stay home and the women go to work. Yeah. But the woman's still gonna come home. She's gonna still cook. She's still gonna clean. She's still gonna do everything. So
I think back in the days because it used to be like $100 to have a space to live in.
$100.
Like. To be able to provide and protect, it was mad cheap back then. Like houses was like $50,000.
But men were still falling apart. Their mental health was still not good.
Be that time where the real estate was that into today's society, like I'll take that.
If the real estate was that, the money was even less too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it didn't equal up. You know what I mean?
Something made sense because a lot of those old people have their homes paid off. They're good. Nowadays, you got a minimum $400K, especially in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So I think because there was less money that you had to put up to provide and protect, like that's why that was that standard. But in 2024, like I feel like taxes are going up every year. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
So it'll be better for the woman to go to work and the man to stay home.
We both need to go to work. We both need to come home to these kids. We both got to do it. Like I mean, I haven't been in that situation where I have, you know, like a wife. And we both have jobs and, you know, good paying jobs and kids. I haven't been on that path yet. I would like to, you know, go to work, come home. I'll cook this week or I'll cook this day. You know, we do every other day. Like, I get it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, if the guy is making more, you know, and the wife is at home just doing that, then that should be that. Or if the guy is making more, wife's still working, like maybe we can split. But I just think it's just a conversation that needs to be had instead of, and you know what it is? We get our societal norms from TV.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like
I agree with that.
When you really think about it, like it's TV, it's the Jetsons, it's freaking Family Matters, it's, you know, Friends, all these like we just get what we think we're supposed to do from TV instead of actually talking to our partner or talking to the people in the family that have a good relationship. Because I feel like also we get our answers from people that aren't in relationships or had a bad relationships or have been divorced 5 times. So it's like if you're getting your information from a bad source, like Steve Harvey got five divorced like 5 times and he got all these books.
Who listens?
Like, what are you really talking about right now?
We don't know.
Like,
I don't.
what are you really?
Well, you know what?
Shout out to Steve Harvey, man.
At us, Steve Harvey. But you know what? It's so important for men to take care of their mental health. And you know, there are women that have their man's back and say, you know, we want you to be this. Let's go to the spa. Let's go do some hiking. Let's go to nature. Some men don't want to do that. You know, we don't want to do that. They want to sit and watch sports. That's how maybe some men, you know, calm their nerves and their mental health by watching sports, you know?
Sometimes, and this goes back to just females or women just listening to the man. Like, if a guy just wants to keep it simple, he wants to keep it simple. Like, maybe once he starts to be able to decompress more on the weekends, he could do something. But, like, if he had a stressful day, shoot, if you have a stressful day, you know, you want to come home and chill, then I just think that there needs to be, like, an agreement or an arrangement on, you know, who does what on this day. And it just breaks down to, you know, just make it logical. Like, make it make sense. Like, y'all both made these kids. We both live in this house. How can we make it work? Because if one person is making the relationship work, then it's just not a relationship. It's just what it is.
Yeah, communication is key, and you have to talk to your partner and your spouse, you know.
But women don't be listening to men now.
Women do listen.
You
As a matter of fact,
don't.
we listen a lot.
Really don't. Because if we said we want something simple, and you over here saying, well, I got this, you know, trip playing the Poconos, we're going to do this, that, and the third. But he just said he want to sit down and watch the game, maybe a beer or two on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not listening. That's
you could do that on a Tuesday, but on the weekend you're going on the trip because it's a give.
Exactly.
It's a give
so
and
that's
take
not
thing.
listening.
It's a give and take.
That's making it
if she gives
work
you the Tuesday
for you.
If she gives you the Tuesday, you would give her the
But
weekend.
why are you giving me a Tuesday? I can't just have the Tuesday and
have the Tuesday. You know?
No. See? Not listening.
Marcus is a complicated man.
Not complicated.
You know?
I'm simple.
You know, and women are complicated creatures.
I think it's because it's the complicated mixed with simplicity.
Yeah, and that makes it work. You know, a lot of
does it?
Maybe not. I don't know. It works for me. It works for me. It works for me.
They up.
You know,
I ain't even make it.
let's talk about physical health. So we talked about mental health. Let's talk about physical health. So how do you get your partner to, like a man, most men, they don't want to go work out. They tired after work. They don't want to go to the gym. Your business is the gym. Your just business, that's what you have to do because you want to do it. But some men just want to come home, like you said, have their Tuesday, have their drink, watch their sports. How do we get them to say, okay, we're going to fix your mental health. Now we need to work on the physical health, especially for those who don't want to do it?
I think, and it sucks to say this, for a lot of men, it's going to have to take them, how do I say this? They're going to have some life or death situations to happen. So, like, they might have to go to the doctors and the doctor say, listen, man, you got type 7 diabetes, bro. Like, it's time to do something. Or, like, you know, your knees is looking like freaking, you know, golf balls because they're so inflamed. Or, you know, you just can't get up because your back is always crazy. So, or you can't look down and see your jaw. You know what I'm talking about?
Why does it have to get to that point, though? Like, why?
Because it's like food is so good.
Yeah,
or being relaxed is so good. Like, your mind doesn't want you to, it wants you to be great, but it don't want you to work hard to be great. Like, soon as you get some type of, oh, this is hard, like, your mind's like, all right, you know, chill out. Yeah. So if you never get yourself in that mindset to do anything all the time, your mind's like, all right, well, we good. But, you know, you got your heart to consider, you got your knees, and like I said, you're just gonna have to take that one trip to the doctors or a few trips because people always say they went to the doctors and they said they gotta do something, but that's when they come to me, and that's when they lose the weight, or they still come to me, or they use me as a reason to go to the gym, but they don't actually go to the gym.
They
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't follow through.
But does it affects their sexual health also?
They not no strokes. They not doing it. You got a belly like that, you're not doing it that much. You're not lasting long. It's not fun.
And that impacts the mental health also because now you're like, I don't look good. Yeah. And you start like beating yourself up in your mind. You're strong outside. You're like, oh, I'm a man. But inside, you don't feel good. You don't look good.
Yeah, for me, if I look down and I can't see my stuff, that's it. That's all I need. But for somebody else, they're going to have to, 2 pounds away from, just not living anymore. So it's just going to take something more dire for a lot of men.
What's your tip? Sad. Like, what's your tip to, you're in the field, fitness, physical health. How can we help this man with this gut? Because heart disease, that you could tell if somebody can get heart disease from their belly, from how big their stomach is. Yeah. So heart disease is prevalent, and heart disease is happening, and people are dying. And it's so funny because every day you wake up, somebody pass away. Like
that's funny.
No, it's like in the term of like talk conversation, but somebody's passing away from some kind of health issue. And I know it plagues the mind. It plagues you can't tell me you're not thinking, oh, I want to do better. I need to do better. And I'm getting bigger. And then you do for a week, and then you go back home and you start eating again. And I got to get back into it. Give some tips. Help somebody.
I mean,
help a man.
The sad thing about this is I can only provide you the water, but it's up
to you to drink it.
For you to drink it, whatever. So it's like, I can say, it depends on that type of guy. Like, if he's soft, I can't be like, listen, man, you're being real weak. Like, look at yourself. Like, you're big. Like, you can't see yourself. You got boobs. It takes a different type of man to take that kind of criticism, because they'll look at that as motivation. Like, you know what, you're right. I don't like looking at myself. I always got to buy different clothes when I go to the mall. Every time I got to go out somewhere, I got to find different clothes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or, if that person has kids, I can be like, well, listen, you're not going to be there long for your kids if you keep going this way. Like, I'm like more of a drastic, like, this is what you got to do to stay here longer. If you don't want to stay here longer, I can't make you want to do that. But yeah, if they are willing to listen, I would just advise them to, start moving more. If you go to McDonald's, Burger King 3 times a week, maybe do 2 times a week, take small steps into the right direction. It has to be like a mortality situation for a lot of these people to change. Yeah. And as much as I want to save the world, the world would eat the world if it had a chance.
Yeah, food is good, and food is life, and the world will eat the world if they had a chance. Mark is trying to drop bars or whatever. But you know what? Take care of your physical health. You could take care of your mental health, because physically, if you feel good and you look good, you're going to say, your mind will change. Your mindset will change, and you will want to continue on that path. Now, it's Father's Day weekend. Let's talk about Father's Day. Let's talk about, how your dad.
So I love my dad, and I just texted him today. I was like, I gave him 2 options of, where he was going to eat, because usually he's a man of habit. Like, he literally does the same, goes out to eat to the same spot, does the same thing every Sunday. He's like very like boom, 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 routine. So I sent him 2 options to places that he hasn't been to. So I was like, all right, let's go to either Delta's or El Patron, and it's like this Mexican restaurant. And Delta's is this soul food restaurant. So I was like, all right, let's do that. And then that's going to be on Friday. So as opposed to doing Sunday where everybody's gonna be going out, I want to switch it up and do that with him. He's instilled a lot of discipline in my life. He was a construction worker. Literally, I can remember him getting up, going to work at like 4 o'clock in the morning, because you always made noise.
Yeah.
And like routine, like I don't think he ever was late, like Mr. Attendance. Even when it was like bad outside, he just made sure he was there. So yeah, I definitely look up to that. He gave me the tools to be great, and he was a super big part of my development. His thing, he always tell me, he'd be like, make copies, Marcus. Like, no matter what you do, make copies.
Shout out to Marcus' dad. What's your dad's name?
George Edie.
George Edie. God bless you, George Edie. My dad passed away a few years ago, and I don't know. It was like he wasn't there for most of our, for us growing up. My mom and him was divorced. He would come visit, and but nobody really was like, oh, that, it was just like, and then he passed away. But before he did, he remarried. So we have some amazing half siblings, that we are connected to.
Do you call them half siblings, or do you call them?
We call them sister and brother.
Okay,
I'm just saying that for clarity for the audience.
Oh no, I'm just.
Yeah, this guy.
I mean, hey, what's up, half sis? Like.
No, we don't do that. It's just.
I'm pretty sure it's another word y'all use for them.
I can't think of stepsisters, step family members. But we don't say that. We just still call them sis and stuff and bros. But they don't live close to here, but we're still connected. We have a family group chat. And I think that was really the best thing. My dad was a firefighter. My son is now a firefighter, which is, I think that's such a coincidence. Yeah. But my dad was a firefighter, and he came here. We are Jamaican, so he was a firefighter in Jamaica. And then when we came here, it was difficult for him to get a firefighting job, and so that messed with his mental health. He not that he went crazy. He didn't went crazy. He just became a truck driver. But when he came here, he thought he would still get another job as a firefighter. That didn't work out. Marriage didn't work out. It was a lot of stuff that didn't work out. So at the end, we forgave him. At the end, he was. We talked to everybody in my family. He makes amends, and then right after he made amends, he passed away. So I was glad that happened. Fathers are great. If you're in your kid's life, that's awesome. Go visit them. If you're not,
I'm a plant dad.
Try to call them up and stuff. If you're a plant dad, make sure you water your plants. I
got a little Swiss. I got a Majesty Palm. I got a Boston Fern. And I have a Rosita Hoya. The little Swiss name is Chloe. The Majesty Palm is called Otis. The Boston Fern is called Fernie Mac.
Fernie Mac.
Get it?
I get it.
And then Rosita Hoya it's called Oscar de la Hoya.
Awesome. So he has kids and he named them, and they're plant babies. So we hope they grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotta replace them now. They kind of be about to death. Yeah.
So we put in a comment box below what you thought about this conversation. What do you think? Why men are just so leery about protecting their mental health and their physical health. And, put in the comment box what you think. Like, share, tell somebody about the Xchange.
Also, what is your favorite plant?
Yeah, and what is your favorite plant? If you're a plant dad, tell us. If you're a real dad, spend time with your kids. And thank you. If you're a dad, not a plant dad. If you're a real dad and with kids, actual human children, we want you to love on them. We want you to kiss them. We want you to tell them that they're going to be great.
Give them water.
If you are a single dad, we just give you homage today. You're doing a thing, all right? You're doing a thing. Be encouraged. And to all the dads, take care of your mental health. Take care of, your physical health. Take care of you, all right? I am Dr. Joan Coleman, and I'm with
Marcus Edie.
And this is the Xchange, a Let Me Be Me podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.